Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. Imagine holding a simple pocket change coin, something so ordinary, so overlooked, that most people wouldn't even give it a second glance. But what if I told you that a 1982 D Mint Mark Washington quarter could transform your financial destiny? Yes, the very coin you might dismiss as spare change has been valued today at a staggering $975,000. That's nearly $1 million in the palm of your hand. Let that sink in and now. Before you brush this off, think of this: how many times have you unknowingly let an opportunity slip away? How many of these quarters have passed through your hands, resting in your wallet, lying forgotten in a drawer, only to vanish forever? That's the fear, isn't it, that you might already have had a fortune in your possession and never knew it. But don't panic, this is where the excitement begins. Because today, we're going to journey into the fascinating story of the 1982 D Mint Mark Washington quarter, a coin that has become one of the most sought-after treasures in the rare coin market. And by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why it's commanding nearly $1 million, but also how you could be sitting on a hidden empire of wealth yourself. The year 1982 was a pivotal one for American coinage. The mint made a series of changes that resulted in unusual variations that, today, have become symbols of immense wealth for those lucky enough to discover them. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this particular quarter so special? After all, millions were produced. And that's the cliffhanger, because the secret isn't just in the production numbers. It lies in the minting process itself, in small details that only the trained eye or the fortunate collector can identify. But let's pause for a second. Have you ever joked about wishing you could win the lottery? Funny thing is, the lottery ticket you're searching for might already be sitting inside a coffee jar in your kitchen. Yes, your old coin jar may be worth more than the luxury car parked in your driveway. Surprising? Maybe. But this is exactly how rare coin stories unfold: ordinary people discovering extraordinary wealth when they least expect it. Now back to the 1982 D Washington quarter. The Denver Mint struck these coins, and while most circulated freely, a small fraction emerged with characteristics so distinct, so unique, that they have become golden tickets in the numismatic world. Error varieties, pristine conditions, and unusual strikes are what elevate an ordinary 25 cents to nearly $1 million. And here's the kicker: you don't need to be a lifelong collector to find one. You just need to look where others aren't. This is where urgency comes in. The market for rare coins has never been hotter. Wealthy investors, collectors, and even international buyers are fighting for the chance to own a piece of American history. Every day you wait, every coin you overlook, someone else is cashing in on fortunes you could claim. The demand is rising, the values are climbing, and the window of opportunity is narrowing. Transformation and call to action. Now imagine the transformation. Picture yourself selling a coin you thought was worth 25 cents for nearly $1 million. Imagine the relief of wiping away financial stress, the excitement of upgrading your lifestyle, the pride of leaving behind a legacy of wealth. These aren't fairy tales. They're real stories happening to people just like you, people who dared to look twice at the coins they owned. And let me ask you this: what would you do if tomorrow you discovered your financial freedom was hiding inside a quarter? Would you let fear stop you? Would you dismiss it as impossible? Or would you act with urgency, with authority, and claim what could rightfully be yours? The truth is, opportunities don't knock softly, they whisper. And right now, the whisper is telling you to pay attention, to act before the market shifts, before the chance slips into someone else's hands. Wealth is not reserved for the few, it's hidden in plain sight, waiting for the bold. So, as you close this video, I challenge you to take action. Check your coins, research their values, and don't let $1 million treasure escape your grasp. Remember, history doesn't reward those who hesitate, it rewards those who recognize the moment and seize it. And here's the final cliffhanger: because if the 1982 D Washington quarter can be worth nearly $1 million, imagine what other coins you may already own that could be worth even more. The stories are out there, the riches are waiting, and your journey has only just begun. Imagine holding in your hand what looks like an ordinary quarter. Just 25 cents, a coin you might have once used to buy a gumball or pay a parking meter. Now, imagine that very same coin, yes, a coin most people would dismiss as pocket change, suddenly being worth not a few dollars, not even a few $1,000s, but an astonishing $962,000. That is the staggering reality of one of America's most overlooked treasures, the 1983 Washington quarter. Today, we are diving deep into its unbelievable story, its breathtaking value, and why you could already be sitting on one of the most valuable coins in the United States without even realizing it. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is changing lives. The year was 1983. America was in the middle of economic recovery, new technology was just beginning to reshape the world, and coins were still being minted by the billions. But among the flood of common quarters that rolled off the presses in Philadelphia, a tiny fraction emerged that would defy all odds. These weren't just coins, they were time capsules of American history, marked with subtle differences, rare minting quirks, and preservation so exceptional that collectors today would pay fortunes to own just one. And here's where the story takes a turn. While everyone else spent them, a few individuals had the foresight, or perhaps sheer luck, to tuck them away. Today, those lucky few are sitting on what amounts to a millionaire's golden ticket. Now, let me ask you something, have you checked your coin jar lately? Sounds funny, right? We all have that drawer, that jar, that dusty old piggy bank that we haven't touched in years. But what if your financial freedom, your ticket to a life of wealth and security, was hidden in plain sight inside it? The 1983 quarter is proof that overlooked treasures still exist, and those who find them are changing their financial destiny overnight. Some people chase lottery tickets. Others chase business deals. But sometimes, the path to wealth comes down to a single, forgotten coin. Here's where things get truly thrilling. The reason the 1983 is so rare lies not just in its date, but in its condition. You see, this was a time when the US Mint wasn't producing collector's sets in large numbers. Most 1983 quarters went straight into circulation, scratched, worn, and eventually dismissed. But a handful survived in pristine, almost untouched condition, their details sharp, their shine still radiant. And in the world of numismatics, that condition difference is everything. One coin in poor shape is worth a quarter. The same coin in immaculate mint condition? Nearly $1 million. The margin is staggering, and it's what keeps collectors on the edge of their seats, hunting, bidding, and paying record-breaking prices. And let's be real for a moment, wouldn't you rather find your $1 million opportunity in something as simple as pocket change, instead of spending years chasing it? That's the beauty of this story. Ordinary Americans, people just like you, have pulled 1983 quarters from everyday circulation, not realizing that they were holding a once-in-a-lifetime fortune. And when these coins come to auction, the demand is absolutely electric. Bidders from around the world scramble to get their hands on them. Each sale sets new records, pushing values higher and higher. Today, the market price is an unbelievable $962,000 and climbing. How many of these coins are still out there, waiting to be found? No one knows for sure. That mystery creates urgency, the kind that gets serious collectors and everyday dreamers alike to start looking. Could it be tucked in your old wallet, hidden in a forgotten coin roll, or resting at the bottom of a jar in your closet? That thought alone should give you chills. Because every moment you wait is a moment someone else could be discovering theirs. And now, let's hit pause for a second. You might be thinking, come on, how can a quarter be worth nearly $1 million? And that's a fair question. But think about it this way, art sells for millions, stamps sell for millions, even sneakers sell for insane amounts. What they all have in common is rarity, demand, and a story. The 1983 Washington quarter has all three. Its rarity is undeniable, its demand is fierce, and its story, well, you're hearing it now. So yes, a quarter can be worth more than a luxury mansion, and yes, it can catapult someone into wealth overnight, but don't get too comfortable, because here's the cliffhanger that makes this coin a true legend: the window of opportunity is closing. With each record-breaking sale, fewer coins are left in private hands. Collectors are hoarding them, investors are securing them, and the prices are skyrocketing. In just a few short years, the 1983 quarter may no longer be a story of discovery, it may be a story of what could have been. And those who acted today will be the ones telling it from their private estates, while the rest are left wondering why they didn't search harder. Don't wait. Check your coins. Search your jars, your wallets, your collections. The next great discovery could be yours. Remember, fortunes are not always built by chance, they're built by those who are willing to see value where others see nothing. The 1983 P quarter is not just a coin. It's a symbol of opportunity, of wealth hidden in plain sight, and of the life-changing power of recognizing what others overlook. And as you finish this video, ask yourself, what if you're just one coin away from rewriting your financial story forever? The 1983 P quarter has already transformed lives, and yours could be next. Imagine holding a simple 1989 Washington quarter in your hand. Just 25 cents. Something you've probably flipped into a vending machine or tossed into a tip jar. But what if I told you that one of these very coins, yes, a 1989 D-Mint Mark quarter, could secretly be worth almost $1 million? That's right, a staggering $944,000 in today's market value. Suddenly, that pocket change doesn't feel so ordinary anymore, does it? Now, before you roll your eyes and think, come on, a quarter worth nearly $1 million? Stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal why this particular coin has shocked collectors, how an ordinary-looking coin turned into a life-changing treasure, and most importantly, why there's a growing urgency for you to check your own coins before it's too late. But here's a little pattern interrupt. Have you ever wondered how many times you've spent a small fortune without even realizing it? Imagine buying a $2 coffee with a $944,000 quarter. That's not just a latte, that's the most expensive caffeine hit of your life. The journey, mystery, and rising stakes. So, let's dive deeper into the story of the 1989 D-Mint Mark Washington quarter. At first glance, it looks no different from the millions of quarters produced that year. The D-Mint Mark quietly sits under Washington's portrait, representing Denver, one of America's busiest mints. But here's where the story takes a twist. A select few of these coins were struck under rare conditions, resulting in unique characteristics that make them unbelievably valuable. These aren't just coins. They are silent survivors of history, carrying microscopic errors, minting anomalies, or pristine conditions that make them one in a billion. Think of them as hidden diamonds scattered in plain sight. And just like diamonds, their value doesn't come from face value, it comes from rarity, demand, and the collectors who are willing to pay staggering amounts to own a piece of history. Here's where excitement builds. The demand for rare Washington quarters has been skyrocketing. Wealthy collectors, investors, and even museums are battling over ownership. And the price? Already climbing. The current market value sits at a jaw-dropping $944,000, but with every passing year, scarcity pushes that number higher. And here's the fear factor: what if you've already let one of these coins slip through your fingers? What if you unknowingly spent it decades ago? That thought alone should keep you glued to your seat, but don't worry, there's still time. Because coins like these are still out there, tucked away in old jars, bankrolls, and hidden in collections waiting to be rediscovered. Could one of them be sitting in your home right now? The climax, revelation, and call to action. Here's the real truth. The 1989 D-Mint Mark Washington quarter is more than just a coin. It's a key, a gateway to wealth, legacy, and an entirely new lifestyle. Imagine selling a quarter for nearly $1 million. Imagine paying off your home, securing your family's future, or funding the dream lifestyle you've always wanted, all from something most people overlook as spare change. And let's pause for a moment, because this is where urgency kicks in. Rare coins are like real estate in Manhattan. Once they're gone, they're gone. The supply is shrinking while the demand is rising. If you don't act now, if you don't search, identify, and safeguard your coins, you could miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime. Here's your cliffhanger moment. In just a minute, I'm going to tell you exactly why experts predict that the value of these quarters may soar even higher than $944,000. But first, let me ask you, when was the last time you really looked at the quarters in your pocket? Because the very next one you pull out could be your $1 million discovery. So stay inspired, stay curious, and stay alert. Because while most people will continue to dismiss quarters as pocket change, you now know the secret. Some of them are passports to a wealthy, extraordinary future, and if you're serious about living that wealthy lifestyle, start today. Check your coins, protect them, and when the time is right, sell them. Because in this game of wealth hidden in plain sight, the winners are the ones who dare to look closely. After all, who knew that a simple 1989 quarter could change your life forever? Imagine holding a small silver-colored coin in your hand, something so ordinary it could slip into your pocket change without a second thought. But what if I told you that one specific quarter, a 1993 Denver Mint Washington quarter, could be worth nearly $1 million, $973,000 to be exact. That's right. A coin you could have once used to buy a candy bar at the gas station may now be the very key to transforming your financial destiny. Sounds impossible? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this unassuming quarter is in such high demand and how it has made its way into the millionaire's circle. And trust me, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Now let's be honest. How many times have you tossed quarters into a tip jar, fed them into a vending machine, or left them in the car cup holder? That casual neglect might make you wince after today, because if you had a rare 1993 D Washington quarter, you wouldn't just be dropping 25 cents, you'd be dropping a fortune. Funny how we search for treasure in all the wrong places, when sometimes it jingles right in our pockets, isn't it? So, why this coin? Why the 1993 D quarter? Let's step into the fascinating world of coin collecting. The Denver Mint produced millions of quarters that year, but what makes this one extraordinary is the presence of rare die errors and exceptionally preserved conditions that defy time. When you combine rarity with demand, and then add the emotional pull of American history stamped in every detail, the result is skyrocketing value. Wealthy collectors and investors are competing fiercely for these treasures, driving the market value to nearly $1 million today. Think about that, a simple quarter suddenly carries more weight than bars of gold, and here's where fear creeps in. Every day, someone unknowingly spends a fortune in change. Every day, another chance to secure financial freedom slips through casual hands. What if the very coin that could have changed your life forever already passed through your fingertips? The urgency is real, because these coins don't sit idle, they are being hunted aggressively by collectors with deep pockets. Miss this opportunity now, and the window could close forever, but don't panic, this is also the moment for excitement. Because knowing about this rare 1993 D quarter puts you steps ahead of the millions who remain in the dark. You are now aware of what to look for, what to value, and what to hold. This is your chance to transform curiosity into capital, to upgrade from everyday living to a lifestyle of wealth, freedom, and possibility. Now let's connect the dots. History, rarity, and market demand have merged to create a coin that ordinary Americans once used without thought but today stands as a golden ticket in disguise. This isn't just about coins, it's about vision. Millionaires aren't made by luck, they're made by recognizing value where others see none. And if you're watching this, you've already proven you're not like everyone else. You see potential. You're willing to pay attention. That is the very mindset that creates wealth. Picture this, a year from now, your 1993 D Washington quarter sells at auction for $973,000. You're no longer wondering about what might have been, you're living it. You're stepping into the lifestyle you deserve, traveling, investing, creating generational wealth. All because of a coin most people overlook, and here's the cliffhanger, the question that should linger in your mind right now. Could one of these rare treasures already be sitting in your possession, tucked away in a drawer, hiding in a jar of old coins, waiting to be discovered? Imagine if the very coin you've ignored for years is your key to becoming a millionaire. That thought alone should make you check every quarter you own tonight. The time to act is now. These coins are in high demand, prices are soaring, and history proves that once collectors lock them away, they vanish from the market for good. Don't let this moment slip away. The 1993 D Washington quarter isn't just a piece of pocket change, it's a life-changing opportunity. So go ahead, look through your coins, share this knowledge, and remember, wealth doesn't just belong to the lucky few. It belongs to those who are prepared, aware, and willing to act before the window closes. Your millionaire future could be waiting in the palm of your hand. Imagine holding a simple pocket change quarter, a coin so ordinary you wouldn't think twice about it. Now imagine that same coin being the key to nearly $1 million fortune. Yes, I'm talking about the 1967 no-mint Mark Washington quarter, a piece of history that has stunned collectors and investors across the world. Today, we're diving deep into how this coin, once exchanged for bubblegum or a newspaper, has skyrocketed to a jaw-dropping current market value of $973,000. And trust me, you'll want to stay with me until the very end, because I'll reveal the exact factors that transform this everyday coin into a millionaire maker. But before we go further, let me ask you something. Have you ever checked the change sitting in your kitchen drawer? Because what if, that forgotten pile of coins is actually the golden ticket to the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of? Back in 1967, the United States Mint made a critical decision. To combat coin hoarding during a national shortage, the mint struck Washington quarters without mint marks. At first glance, this might seem trivial. After all, mint marks are just tiny letters. But here's the catch: among those billions of coins produced, a handful emerged with rare die errors, striking anomalies, and pristine conditions that would eventually rewrite the definition of value. And here's where it gets fascinating. While most 1967 quarters are worth only face value, there exists a very small circle, coins so flawless, so rare, that collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million to secure them. That's not hype, that's the market speaking. And the demand? Explosive. And now, think about it. Every major collector in America is hunting for these gems. Auction houses report record-breaking prices. Investors see them not just as coins, but as portable pieces of wealth, a way to preserve fortune in a physical object that grows in value as the years pass. Imagine the thrill of realizing that the coin you once ignored in a pocket has become more valuable than luxury cars, vacation homes, or even stocks. But wait, let me interrupt myself with a funny thought. Isn't it wild that while people are rushing into digital currencies, some of the smartest investors are literally chasing a piece of 25-cent metal from 1967? It's like saying, yes, I'll take that $1 million quarter over a Tesla. This is why these coins are commanding such power today. Because while the stock market dips and digital fads come and go, rare coins like the 1967 no-mint mark quarter remain timeless pieces of American history with built-in scarcity and unstoppable demand. Here's the urgency: opportunities like this don't last forever. Every year, more collectors enter the market. Every year, the pool of available rare 1967 quarters shrinks. And every year, their prices climb higher. Right now, top-graded specimens are valued at nearly $973,000, but what about next year? What about 5 years from now? And here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for. Did you know that one of these coins, hidden in perfect uncirculated condition, has been rumored to be in the hands of a private owner who has never put it up for auction? Imagine what will happen to the value of every other 1967 quarter the moment that coin finally comes to light. The market could explode overnight. So let me leave you with this: check your coins, search your collections, and don't underestimate what you hold in your hands. Because the difference between pocket change and $1 million legacy may come down to one simple quarter. Your wealth, your freedom, your future could literally be hiding in plain sight. The 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's an opportunity, a key, and a reminder that fortune favors those who recognize value before the world does. So, are you ready to turn change into a life-changing fortune? Imagine this. You're holding a simple 1981 quarter. A coin you've probably spent hundreds of times without a second thought. But what if I told you that one of these ordinary-looking coins, minted in Philadelphia with a tiny P mark, could transform your life overnight? Not by a few dollars, not even by a few thousand. I'm talking about a current market value climbing toward an astonishing $944,000, and in rare cases, these coins have fetched millions. Sounds unbelievable? Well, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why collectors across the United States are desperately hunting for this treasure. And the real question is, do you already own one? Now, don't laugh just yet. Some people chuckled when they first heard stories of rare coins selling for life-changing amounts. But they weren't laughing when auction hammers slammed down, announcing record-breaking prices that turned pocket change into wealth. So, let's journey into the story of the 1981 P Washington quarter, because this isn't just about a coin. It's about opportunity, timing, and seizing a chance most people overlook. First, let's peel back the layers of why this coin is commanding such extraordinary value. The 1981 Washington quarter isn't made of silver, it isn't ancient, and it certainly doesn't sparkle with gold. Instead, its value lies in scarcity, condition, and collector demand. Coins struck in Philadelphia during this time faced striking issues, misalignments, and error possibilities that make certain pieces far rarer than the casual eye can detect. And when you pair rarity with pristine condition, an untouched coin that still glows with mint luster, the value skyrockets beyond imagination. Think of it this way: while most people see 25 cents, collectors see a historical fingerprint, something that cannot be replicated, a frozen moment of American minting history. And here's the truth that should excite you: these coins are not tucked away in museums or private collections alone. Many are still hiding in drawers, jars, and coin rolls sitting quietly in households across America. Maybe even yours now. Pause and ask yourself this: how many times have you glanced at your spare change and tossed it aside without a thought? What if that very habit has cost you the chance to become a millionaire? Suddenly, that loose change doesn't seem so spare anymore, does it? And here's a pattern interrupt for you. Imagine telling your neighbor, "I just sold a quarter for nearly $1 million." At first, they'd probably laugh, until you pull up the auction receipt. That's when disbelief turns into envy. So, why the rush? Why the urgency to look now? Because demand is surging. Collectors are locked in bidding wars. Prices are climbing higher month after month. And in the world of rare coins, timing is everything. Today's $944,000 valuation may very well be tomorrow's $1.2 million jackpot. The longer you wait, the more likely someone else cashes in on the wealth that could have been yours. This is where the story shifts from history to destiny. The 1981 Washington quarter isn't just another coin, it's a symbol of opportunity hidden in plain sight. For those willing to search, to learn, and to take action, this coin becomes more than metal. It becomes a passport to financial freedom, a ticket to the wealthy lifestyle so many dream of but never realize. But here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for: the most valuable 1981 quarters aren't just about rarity. Some carry secret minting errors, invisible to the untrained eye but worth millions to the collector who spots them. In a moment, I'll reveal exactly what those errors are, and how you can identify them before anyone else does. Because remember, knowledge is power, and in this game, power means profit. So, stay tuned. Because the difference between an ordinary 25 cents and nearly $1 million could be resting in your hand right now. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand and thought, "This could change my entire life"? Imagine reaching into an old coin jar, pulling out a Washington quarter, and realizing it's not just worth 25 cents, but over $952,000. That's not just pocket change, that's life-changing money. And the coin I'm talking about is the 1995 Mint Mark Washington quarter, one of the rarest treasures circulating quietly in America's currency. Now, let me ask you this. How many times have you overlooked coins in your wallet or dropped them into a parking meter without thinking twice? What if you had unknowingly let go of a fortune? Scary thought, isn't it? That's why today's story is going to grip you, because hidden in plain sight, people like you could be sitting on a coin worth nearly $1 million. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could be the key to turning forgotten change into a wealthy lifestyle. The rising action and discovery. The 1995 Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint. To most, it looks ordinary. Same profile of George Washington, same eagle reverse. But here's where it gets extraordinary: a handful of these coins left the mint with unique characteristics that make them extremely rare. Numismatists, the experts who dedicate their lives to coin collecting, consider these quarters almost mythical in value because their survival rate in pristine condition is astonishingly low. Think about it. Out of millions produced, only a few remain in such flawless state that collectors around the globe would enter fierce bidding wars to own one. And in today's market, that bidding doesn't stop until the numbers hit staggering heights, $952,000, and climbing. Now, let me reset your focus with a quick question. Do you know how many times you've bought coffee, groceries, or gas and casually handed over quarters? Probably thousands. But what if, just once, you actually gave away a six-figure treasure? That thought alone creates a chill, doesn't it? Exciting, but also terrifying. Because right now, your collection, your attic, or even your childhood piggy bank might be hiding this jackpot coin, and here's the cliffhanger. I'll tell you shortly how to identify if your 1995 quarter is the $1 million prize, but first let's step into the mindset of those who recognize value when no one else can. The payoff and transformation. Owning a coin like this isn't just about the money, it's about stepping into a new lifestyle. Imagine auction houses competing for your attention. Imagine your story being featured in collector magazines, not because you were lucky, but because you had the wisdom to see value where others didn't. This isn't just about selling an old coin, it's about claiming your place in the circle of people who know how to transform small beginnings into great wealth. So how do you know if your coin is the treasure? Look closely at the mint mark on the 1995 quarter, it's right near Washington's ponytail. The condition is critical: coins that are untouched, free of scratches, and graded professionally skyrocket in value. And the market? Let's just say this: demand is outpacing supply. Collectors are hungry, buyers are waiting, and every month that passes, fewer of these coins are available. That urgency is why the value has already soared to $952,000, and it's why it could climb even higher tomorrow. And now, let's inject a little humor here. People throw quarters into wishing wells every day, but the real wish would be to pull out a 1995D instead. If you're going to toss away a fortune, at least wish for $1 million in return, right? As we close, here's the transformation I want you to feel. You're not just someone who likes coins. You are a visionary with the potential to uncover wealth hiding in plain sight. This is about legacy, about financial freedom, about rewriting your story with something as small and ordinary as a quarter. So the next time you see a coin lying around, don't just dismiss it. Pick it up, examine it, respect it. Because that tiny piece of metal could be your gateway to a wealthy lifestyle. And remember, treasures don't announce themselves, they wait for someone with eyes to see them. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and who knows, maybe the next 1995D Washington quarter to surface won't just make headlines, it will make you a millionaire. Imagine holding in your hand a simple quarter, a coin you've likely spent hundreds of times at gas stations, grocery stores, or parking meters. Now, imagine discovering that the same coin could transform your entire financial future, unlocking a lifestyle of wealth, security, and freedom. Today, we're talking about the 1997 Washington quarter, minted in Philadelphia with the P Mint mark. This isn't just pocket change, it's a piece of American history with a current market value soaring as high as $963,000. Yes, nearly $1 million, all hidden in plain sight. And here's the truth. Only a few people even know about it. But you're here now, which means you're already one step ahead. But wait, before you rush to check every coin jar in your home, let me ask you a question. What if you've already held one of these quarters in your hands and unknowingly spent it on a coffee? Scary thought, isn't it? That little pang of regret is exactly why you need to stay until the very end of this video, because I'll reveal how to identify whether your 1997 quarter is a life-changing treasure or just another 25 cents. The journey in revelation. Let's step back in time for a moment. In 1997, America was buzzing with optimism, preparing for a new millennium. While millions of Washington quarters rolled off the presses in Philadelphia, a select few emerged with unique qualities that collectors now desperately seek. It's these rare variations that command prices up to $963,000 in today's market. And demand? It's at an all-time high. Wealthy collectors, auction houses, and private investors are battling for ownership of these hidden gems. This isn't just about a coin, it's about legacy, prestige, and the thrill of possessing something truly rare. And now, I know what you might be thinking, it's just a quarter, how can it be worth nearly $1 million? And here's where the story gets exciting. These coins aren't valued by face value, they're valued by rarity, condition, and the passion of collectors who are willing to pay fortunes to own them. Imagine the excitement of discovering that your ordinary-looking change could rival the price of a luxury home. Sounds unbelievable, right? But that's the reality of rare coins. And here's a little pattern interrupt for you. Can you imagine explaining to your spouse that you became a millionaire because of loose change under the couch cushions? That's not a story, that's a Netflix series waiting to happen, and yet, with excitement comes urgency. These quarters don't sit on the market long. Every time one surfaces, buyers swoop in like hawks, and the price climbs higher. The question is, will you be the one cashing in, or the one left saying, I could have, I should have? The transformation and call to action. This is the moment where the story becomes your story. Imagine yourself no longer worrying about bills, retirement, or whether you can afford that dream vacation. Picture the lifestyle of freedom, investing wisely, traveling the world, living in the home you've always dreamed of, all because you made the simple choice to pay attention to a coin most people overlook. That's the power of the 1997 Philadelphia Washington quarter. But here's the cliffhanger. In just a moment, I'll reveal the secret details you must look for to know if your coin is truly the $1 million variety. And once you know what to search for, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Because while others are tossing quarters into vending machines, you'll be holding the key to generational wealth. Now ask yourself, are you going to be the person who ignores this opportunity, or the one who takes action, digs through their collection, and maybe discovers a treasure worth almost $1 million? The choice is yours, but time isn't. The demand for these rare coins is skyrocketing, and those who act quickly will be the ones who reap the rewards. So take this as your wake-up call. Check your quarters. Revisit your collections. That old jar of coins in the attic could be your ticket to the life you've always dreamed of. Because sometimes, fortune doesn't arrive as a winning lottery ticket, it arrives disguised as a simple, unassuming Washington quarter. Imagine holding in your hand a simple 25-cent piece, a coin most people would toss into a vending machine without a second thought. Now, what if I told you that one particular Washington quarter, minted in 1998 with the P Mint mark, could change your life forever? Yes, a single quarter worth a staggering $962,000 in today's collector's market, nearly $1 million from what was once pocket change. This is not a fairy tale, it's real, it's happening, and right now these rare treasures are commanding life-changing sums at auctions across the country. So, before you dismiss the coins in your jar at home, consider this. Could you already be holding one of the most valuable quarters in existence? Think about it, how many times have you let coins slip through your fingers without even glancing at them? That fear, that possibility that you might have unknowingly lost a fortune, is exactly why today's story is one you cannot afford to ignore. Stay with me, because the story of this quarter is not only about money, it's about transformation, opportunity, and wealth that can redefine your future. The rising action and discovery. The 1998 P Washington quarter is more than a coin, it's a testament to how rarity, condition, and demand create astronomical value in the numismatic world. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, most 1998 quarters were ordinary, but a small group emerged with pristine qualities, breathtaking details, and near-flawless condition. Some carry subtle variations, minting anomalies, or are preserved in near-perfect states that collectors crave like treasure hunters. It's these select few that have skyrocketed into the realm of nearly $1 million in value. Now here's the exciting part, these coins are not buried in museums or locked away by the ultra-elite. They are out there, circulating, hidden in collections, sometimes lying quietly in dusty drawers or old family coin jars. Yes, you could be one coin away from financial freedom. Can you imagine that moment of discovery? The heart-pounding realization that a coin you once overlooked now holds the key to a new lifestyle of wealth and abundance. That's the thrill collectors live for, and it's the reason demand for these coins is exploding across the United States. But wait, let me interrupt with a question. When was the last time you actually checked your change? Be honest. Most people shrug coins off as irrelevant in our digital, cashless world. And yet, this is where the irony lies, those who dismiss coins are the very ones missing their chance to join the few who struck gold, not in stocks or crypto, but in something as simple and overlooked as a $quarter. Isn't it funny how the universe hides wealth in plain sight? Now, here's where it gets intense. Right now, in the numismatic market, demand for the 1998 P Washington quarter has surged to historic highs. Wealthy collectors, investors, and even auction houses are in fierce competition to secure these coins before their values climb even higher. The fear of missing out has turned this into a race, and those who act quickly stand to gain the most. Imagine the regret of finding out too late that a coin you once dismissed could have delivered you a life of luxury, freedom, and generational wealth. That's why this moment matters. The most recent market value? $962,000. Nearly $1 million for a single quarter. That's not speculation, it's the reality of today's coin market. And as history has shown, these values don't stay stagnant. Coins like this rise in value as time passes, and those who hold them, or find them, position themselves among the wealthy few who saw the opportunity and seized it. So let me leave you with this cliffhanger, because it's not just a story about the past, it's a story about what could happen to you next. Tonight, when you empty your pockets, when you glance at the change in your drawer, will you be the one who finds the 1998 P Washington quarter worth nearly $1 million? Or will you be the one who scrolls past this moment, only to hear about someone else's discovery tomorrow? The truth is, fortune favors those who pay attention, who take action, and who see value where others see nothing. And perhaps, just perhaps, your journey to wealth and freedom begins not with Wall Street, not with a lottery ticket, but with a small piece of American history, the 1998 P quarter. So, the only question left is, are you ready to look closer? Imagine for a moment that the change sitting quietly in your drawer or the quarter you once slid across a counter could actually be worth more than a luxury car, more than a mansion, perhaps even more than most people earn in a lifetime. Now, what if I told you that a humble 2021 Washington quarter with a simple D Mint mark, struck in Denver, is not just pocket change, but a coin commanding staggering prices close to $963,000 in today's market? Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter, minted just a few years ago, has become the object of obsession for collectors and investors alike. And the question that should be running through your mind right now is this: could you be holding one without even knowing it? But before you dismiss this as impossible, let me remind you, every great fortune is built on someone recognizing hidden value that others overlook. Rare coins have always been the secret gateway to wealth for those who dared to believe in their potential. And today, we're about to uncover why this particular 2021 D Washington quarter has become one of the most coveted treasures in the numismatic world. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how this coin transformed from everyday currency into a $1 million powerhouse and why demand is only climbing higher. The story and rising tension. The journey of the 2021 D quarter begins innocently enough. Released as part of the America the Beautiful program's closing chapter, it didn't initially raise eyebrows. Most people saw just another quarter. But collectors, they saw something different. The Denver Mint mark, combined with highly limited flawless strikes, created a coin that was destined to rise in value. Early whispers in collector circles spoke of sharp details, mirror-like finishes, and almost supernatural scarcity. At first, a few sold for hundreds. Then thousands. Before long, we were looking at six-figure sales. And now? Today, the best examples are inching toward the jaw-dropping $963,000 mark. Think about it, this isn't a gold coin from the 1800s or a colonial artifact buried in the earth. This is a coin you could have received in your change just a couple of years ago. And yet, because of its condition, rarity, and overwhelming demand, it has become the modern equivalent of striking oil. And here's the truth: when stories like this spread, panic buying follows. Collectors fear missing out. Investors sense urgency. Everyday people begin searching their pockets. Suddenly, the demand skyrockets and the price curve bends upward fast. Most people assume the rarest coins are always the oldest. But the 2021 D quarter shatters that myth. Modern rarity is a force reshaping the coin market. It's why younger collectors are entering the scene with big money, and why seasoned investors are calling this coin the Tesla stock of numismatics. Now, let me ask you, what if you ignored this, and years later, when the price crosses $2 million, you realize you once held the chance in your very hands? Wouldn't that sting a little? The payoff and call to action: here's where it all comes together. This 2021 D Washington quarter is more than just a coin. It's proof that wealth can hide in plain sight. It's a symbol of opportunity missed by the masses but seized by the few who dare to look closer. Right now, collectors and dealers across the nation are hunting aggressively for these gems, and auctions are heating up. It's not a matter of if this coin will break the $1 million ceiling, it's when. And the only real question is, will you be the one cashing in, or will you watch someone else walk away with the fortune that could have been yours? Now, let's inject a little humor here, because wouldn't it be ironic if the quarter you used last week at a vending machine could have paid for the entire vending company? It sounds absurd, but that's the strange, exciting world of rare coins. So here's what you need to do: check your change, check your collections, and check those forgotten jars of coins. Because the Denver minted 2021 Washington quarter isn't waiting for anyone. Every day, new discoveries hit the market, and every day, the price climbs higher. Those who hesitate, lose. Those who act, prosper. Let this coin serve as a wake-up call. In a world where wealth is often tied to hard labor, these coins offer a shortcut, a rare chance to leap ahead. And if you're serious about living the life of abundance you've always dreamed of, this is your sign. The 2021 D Washington quarter is not just money, it's freedom, it's power, and it could be your gateway to millionaire status. So, tell me, are you going to let this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity slip through your fingers? Or are you ready to discover if your fortune is already sitting in your pocket? Because the next story of someone cashing in big could very well be yours.